Next here is James Scavetta from Shadowhawk Incorporated. And who wants the keeper?
Hey everybody, I just want to say I want to thank Deb Howard, Audrey, the flea market people for having us here, you guys for coming out. We're all patriots. The weather didn't cooperate, but it didn't dampen our spirit. And I'd like you guys to visit Rick. If you're not a member of the NRA, join the NRA more now than ever. We got a raffle over here, and money's being donated to the canines projects there. Let me just say a few things. I'll cut my thing short today. But 3 years ago, I had the honor and privilege of standing before a crowd at the Guns Across America 2013. By the way, what Deb Howard put that on too, single-handedly, pretty much, so her and Damien. I had a Bible in one hand, and I had a copy of the Constitution in the other hand. And I said that I'm not a smart man, but I noticed the more we trash this Bible and the more we get away from our Constitution, the worse things have gotten. And I say that 3 years later, I could tell you, I'm still not a smart man. But I know that we are in worse shape now than we were 3 years ago. And any country that continues to get away from God, get away from the Constitution, and get away from guns does not have a future. And that's exactly what our government is doing. It is trying to take away God, the Constitution, which has got more footmarks on it than I don't know what anymore, and guns. And if you think that the American government is going to take care of you, I'll ask you to do me a favor and look at the Native American community and ask the next Native American you happen to see how well that worked out for them when they gave the government their guns and how good they were taken care of. So please keep that in mind, that we are in a war. I know some people don't like to hear that term, but we are in a war. Make no mistake about it. The biggest threat is, we are having a threat from external forces, but internally, we have someone in the White House who's bent on destroying this country, and 7 years so far. And by the time he's out, and I can only imagine, and I hope I never live to see that day, if Hillary becomes president of the United States, what will be? I don't want to be standing in front of a crowd 3 years later, because there probably won't be, you wouldn't be allowed to do that. We cannot sustain what we've had gone through by the time the 8 years is up, and then to have 4 more years of the wrong candidate. We have to get the right candidate in. Today's a Trump rally, so all the people are behind Trump. You have to do like we're doing today. You cannot just get out there and vote and say that's over with. You've got to volunteer. You know, don't discount Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. I remind you that Obama made us eat those words twice, that we thought it was a joke and he would never get elected. So do not think that Bernie Sanders or Hillary, because all that Bernie Sanders 35 and under crowd with all the freebies, they're flocking to him more now than ever, and anyone who voted for Obama is most likely going to vote for him. So we have to support our candidate and get behind Trump or Cruz, whoever you decide, whoever the Republican nominee is going to be. We cannot afford to lose this election. It is that critical. I believe we're at a crossroads. The Native American community believes this is the eighth fire, all right? We can walk, we can continue the path we're on now of destruction of the planet and trashing the Constitution and trashing God, or we can go down to the red road and at least have hope and a chance to bring back America to the great country it once was. I don't know if that's possible anymore, but I can tell you right now, I will die fighting for what I believe in, and will not live in a country that I can't stand up for my rights, and I will just go down in a hell of a pile of brass fighting, because win or lose, I'm not letting them just take it. And no oath keeper is going to do that. And I just hope that we can pull it off, and because almost it's an obligation. I feel that we owe it to every man and woman who's put on a uniform in this country, who's fought, bled, and died. It is our obligation to them that it was not in vain. And we must do it. We can and we will. We have to fight and get our country back. Otherwise, all those people gave all for nothing, and I am not going to let that happen. All right. On a local level, I would just like to say, get behind your local candidates. We have a few here today. We have a friend of mine, Joe, who's running for county commissioner. We have Jack, who's running for Congress. You have to realize, people, it's not just the commander-in-chief who's got to go. All right, we need to get rid of a hell of a lot of congressmen, senators, because Obama could not get away with his nonsense if they weren't selling us out. Think about it. You know, the president has power, but he could have been blocked so many times. So get behind candidates. Volunteer for someone you believe in. We got to come together on certain things. Right now, we're at such a divide, and I don't like this, because if it's either us or it's them. But there are certain times when an issue is greater than us or them, and we have to work together. You're not going to find a candidate who's 100% everything you believe in. I mean, it's possible, but it's kind of odd. So support the candidate or candidates that, for the majority of things you believe in, you will. You can't be a one-item thing. Well, when it comes to guns, yes, you can. All right, because the only thing I'd like to see changed about the Constitution, because it probably is one of the most world's perfect document, but I'd like to see the Second Amendment become the First Amendment, because without that, there is no other amendments. The Second Amendment is that important. I'm jumping around a little bit because I'm trying to just compact what I had in my brain today. We got open carry. Get out there, urge your state representatives and senators. It passed the House. Get on the phone. We need to have that. We need to have more armed people out there. I believe in my heart we didn't even see the tip of the iceberg of terrorism in this country. We're going to have to be like Israeli citizens. Be vigilant, be alert, arm yourself, get proper training, carry your gun at all times, be alert, stand guard. Because I truly believe that it's our obligation, not only to the men and women who gave so much, to God. There are people who believe in the rapture and this all has to play out and there's nothing we can do. Well, that may be true. Who am I to say? But I also believe, I know my mom always told me, God helps those who help themselves. And I think that God is just waiting for an army out there to rise up and fight this evil that we're facing, because make no mistake about it, it is an evil. And it is up to us to do everything we can to combat that evil. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of, how can I say that, I want to say a message to the rest of America out there. You either stand behind us, you stand beside us, or get the hell out of our way, because we, the American people, are pissed off. We are coming, and we're going to kick ass in 2016. Thank you so much for your time, people.
Thank you, James.